Hello YouTube, it's been a while. It's Lindsay here at Wilks Candle Creations with my little mic that I've now got because my neighbours are a bit noisy and I wanted to cut out some of the noise from outside of the room. If you're new here, as I've said, my name is Lindsay and I run a handmade fragrance business called Wilks Candle Creations. I make candles, wax melts, room sprays, diffusers, car diffusers. What don't I make these days? And I have this year launched a specialty candle pot that I hand make as well with water-based eco resin, and it's a different theme each month. If you haven't seen those, check out my socials. I have a clip that shows each pot for each month, and I'm biased, but I think they're beautiful. um, I wanted to do a little bit of a catch up. I don't want to speak for too long. I don't want to bore the life out of you, but I was last year making quite a few vlogs, and I set myself up to fail. I was trying to do it weekly. That is too much pressure because I'm also a mum to two very beautiful and gorgeous but severely autistic children, and the pressure was immense. Simply, just that part of my life is quite intense. So trying to film and upload a vlog every week, as well as run a business, run my home, it wasn't working. And then I stopped making vlogs completely because I ended up shutting my studio. I was originally in this business centre this time last year, and I ended up leaving in July, shutting the doors. I still carried the business on, but things at home had escalated with my eldest's mental health. She was transitioning from primary school to senior school. Might not seem like that much of an issue. However, it's a phenomenal move for a child who is autistic, has quite heavy sensory needs, is based on routine, and the school size alone was massive. Um, and she needed help. She needed help. We got her into some counselling services. The school that she was in for primary had already referred her through to some transition counselling to make sure she was coping with the move. And in those sessions, she disclosed how her true feelings were. And it wasn't that she was hiding them, she just didn't know how to get them from thoughts in here to voicing them out of her mouth. However, once she did, it was acted upon. She's had some quite intense counselling and therapy, and I'm happy to report, although it is still being very closely monitored by us and by professionals when needed, she's doing brilliant. She really has. She's took to senior school like a duck to water. Like she's bossing it. She is really, really doing well. It helps that she has an EHCP, and that has given her a provision, kind of a specialist provision within the mainstream school, because my eldest doesn't have a learning disability, so she can learn really, really. She's actually quite intelligent. It's scary, and they have made provisions in the school so that not only is she able to continue her education to quite a high level, but that the environment supports that, which is a big key for my eldest. So everything's happy. She's very, very happy. She's currently in school dressed as Anne Boleyn for World Book Day. I'll pop a little picture here. This is Anne Boleyn, apparently. My child is fantastic. She's a history buff. So yes, everything was happy there. However, when I moved the business back home last year, we had already previously put a shed in the back garden and tried to kit it out for a studio for me. It didn't work. With the products that I make, the eco resin, the candles, the wax melts, even the room sprays and the diffusers, it needs to be kept at a good temperature to have a high quality product in the end. And I couldn't do that in the shed. In the summer, it could get too hot and things weren't curing properly. In the winter, it gets too cold and things aren't curing properly. You have to be able to moderate the temperature. So we'd already bought it into the house, and then last year moved it out into the business centre because it's owned by our local authority, and the rent is really reasonable. It's a really good rent for what you get. So I was quite happy. I was running the business from there, and obviously the mental health crisis for my eldest happened, and then there was some issues with my youngest and her schooling and the fight we had there, and it became quite apparent that I was needed at home quite a lot more than I would have ever been in the studio. So we shut the studio down and took the business back home so that I could be even more present. Because although we are both parents, me and my husband, I am the parent that deals with all the paperwork. I deal with all the school issues. Um, I'm the organizer. I'm the person that fights and threatens the local authority to go to court if they don't give the right provision. Yes, I did that. I did that. And I don't regret it. Zero regrets in my life. So I squeezed him back home. Kids are stable. Kids are doing great. But it was very, very apparent there was no room in my house for my business. I had taken over what I allocated as a dining room for my workspace, for my making. However, that is the room that you go through to get from the front of the house into the kitchen. So I lose a massive chunk of that room that way. Wasn't working. I was squeezed in every nook and cranny in the house. My kids' needs are only growing with the sensory needs and stuff and the equipment they need. So we battled through the winter, as you do. And then come December, my husband said to me, you need to get out. Just go back to Brian at the business centre, find if he can give you a room again. After New Year, that's what you're doing. So I'd emailed Brian and he was more than happy, thankfully, to have me back. He had no issues with me. Probably the first person in my life to say that. No issues with me. Everyone else has issues, but him. So I toured some of the rooms and then I found this one. It's not as big as the last room I had, which means the prices are not massively lower, but a little bit lower. And I like the space. I like the layout. It was quite quirky. Got some alcoves, which suit me down to the ground, which is where my desk is. You're sat on my desk in the alcove. The camera's there, Lindsay, not over there. I have to keep reminding myself. I'm a little bit... So I picked this room and then I made the decision that if I was going to do this again, if I was going to have a studio, it was going to be my space. Hence, there's pink on the wall, people, and there's green on the wall over here. I have made splotches of colour around the room so that it's not overpowered by colour, but the colours of my business are in the room. And I also took this opportunity to have a little bit of a logo rebrand. Whew, that was an emotional one as to why I did that. Not last year, the year before, you might remember I opened a physical shop in my local town, and a person that I worked alongside at markets, I thought they were a friend, and they requested, sort of, they proposed to come in as another part of the business so that they could share the shop space with me, the overheads in half. Fine, yes, we agreed. But the silly thing that I never did was drop any contracts. I trusted a friendship. I shouldn't have, because she couldn't run last year on my birthday, took her stuff, disappeared, and then tried to blame me. I didn't find that out for months after. Someone approached me that we used to be mutual friends with. That person is now my friend, not hers, and she told me what she'd been saying, and she'd already been kind of in touch with me about things. She had the proof of what actually happened, so she's disclosed that to people. So yeah, that was a bit of an emotional one. But the logo was, seeing my logo all the time was hard because we had adapted my logo for the shop, and every time I seen it, it just brought back that thought of betrayal. So I rebranded, and this is now my logo, which is soft, it's floral, it's elegant, it's beautiful, and it's just everything that I love. Even though I'm sat here in a black t-shirt, I do love floral, people. I do love pink. Just because, yeah, I just do. All right. I don't always dress that way, but I do love it. So yes, I rebranded with a new logo, and I love it. I do. I love. That's why I brought them colours into the studio. I'm making it my space. It is my space. It's not a dumping ground, even though it pretty much looks like it right now. Everything is everywhere. I've been making. It's been a busy couple of weeks, which I ain't complaining, people. I am not complaining. I will admit that over the time that I was working from home, I didn't film loads, which is why I pretty much disappeared off YouTube after making an established weekly upload of vlogs. And as I said, I set myself up to fail because I couldn't maintain that kind of upload. You might wonder why, because I'm doing everything else in the business. I am the maker, the creator, and the idea person, and the marketing, and the seller. Like, every aspect of the business is what I do. And then being able to sit and edit vlogs, it's time consuming. There is no one helping me, and that's not to say that I'm not supported. My husband does support me. However, he also has a full-time job, and he also has the kids alongside me. We live together. We're a happily married couple, I will report. But our home life is intense. So then asking him to work his full-time job, do the things at home with me, and then come into the studio and work with me, it's a bit much. The guy needs a bit of downtime, but even in that, we don't really get much downtime, either of us, unfortunately. It's just, that's our life. We live it. We love our kids. It's just what happens. Okay? Just what happens. Now, although I didn't film, I do have some clips of when I started to move into the studio. I might have some clips from home. I need to really go back through my footage. I'm filming the intro before I even put together the rest of the video, which a lot of creators do it the other way around. They film the clips, they put them together, and then they'll film an intro for it. Not my style, people. I like to wing it. It's a dangerous thing, but I do. I've got a little list here of topics to broach, and I'm already reaching 11 minutes of talking. I do apologise. You will have seen I have been uploading regularly to YouTube Shorts. That was to get me kind of back into the practice of everything is content. Everything is content. Everything is content. Everything is content. I'm not saying on the internet. I do apologise. But the YouTube Shorts have been working for me. When I left my YouTube channel last year, I didn't leave it. I just went dead. It just died. Just went dead because I wasn't uploading. And there was 52 of you subscribed. I'm waiting. Bless you. Thank you for staying. Thank you for waiting, even though I gave no updates. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. And currently, I stand at 84 subscribers. Might not seem much to anyone else, but to me, that's amazing. Because when I actually started a YouTube channel, no way on earth do I think even one person would want to sit and watch me. But there's 84 of you now. Thank you. I really appreciate every single one of you. It's unbelievable that you sat here. My goal at the moment is to try and get to 100 subscribers by the end of March. It is my birthday month, and I've set myself that goal. So please come along. If you want to share my channel, do that. If you want to subscribe, click the button. I would. But then again, I'm biased. I really do massively appreciate everyone that has stuck around, that has witnessed my quite, I would say, introverted, shy uploads previously. I was quite nervous on camera, but I have spent the last, say, 6 months actually posting on my stories, on my other socials, talking to the camera, getting more comfortable, doing voiceovers on my shorts, and I do feel a bit more comfortable in front of the camera. I am an idiot, I will be honest. I am quirky. I am anything but normal. And I have, in the past 6 months, I'd say, decided and made the decision that I am too tired to keep myself covered. I am too tired to mask anymore. I am just going to be unapologetically me. I have a stammer, which I work quite hard to overcome, so you'll have to bear with me sometimes because I get a bit tongue-tied. Anyway, I'm going to move on. I'm going to stop rambling at you. If you've listened this far, thank you. I do appreciate it. I will now get into showing you some of the clips that I have recorded. I know there is a YouTube, oh my God, Lindsay, a studio vlog. I know that there now is a studio tour. It's only a mini one I think it's from the first 2 weeks I was in here. So it's a bit of a mess in the studio, but I don't want to show you just a polished view of what I do. Everything I do is messy. It is. I get hydrofloor, which is my eco resin, everywhere. I get wax everywhere. The spills. When I'm making, it isn't a nicely organised thing when I'm making, especially not when I'm making my pots, because it's a messy process, so that is reflected in my studio. And I want to keep it real. I want to show you what actually happens in a studio, so bear with me. Enjoy these shots, enjoy these little clips and my little studio tour. I think in a couple of weeks I will give you another studio tour, because I'm going to be moving a few bits around, and obviously in the last week or so I've changed my desk already, and I've started building my small business wall of lots of people, which I don't think is in the studio tour because it wasn't up then, but I might take a clip and put that in and show you what that's looking like at the moment, because I love supporting other small businesses as well. So stick around, enjoy the following footage, and then I'll see you at the end if you're still here. Hi, so it is after 8 p.m. at night. I'll just double check. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 7:59 p.m.
7:59 p.m. It's not after 8, it's just coming up to 8 o'clock. And then finally, I'm gonna start tackling some of this mess. A lot of it is already packed from the last market I did, so I just need to put it in a better organisation and then start actually packing the rest of the stuff that is going to be moving to the studio with me. I am aiming to be brutal and get rid of a lot of stuff that is here that I don't need anymore, or stuff that is not cohesive or fit in with what I actually want to achieve or what I want to do. My mind has a tendency to go off on a tangent and create products that don't align with my business, which I might find intriguing or I might find, I'm curious about, and it's fine for me to experiment and play about, but it doesn't all need to be in the business. Sometimes I just craft just because I want to craft and have fun. So I'm going to be a bit brutal, because although it's a good sized room, it's only 127 square feet. The new studio space, I didn't want a massive room, because the bigger the room, the more chaotic I am, the more mess there is. So I'm trying to keep myself smaller to start with, and I've already been told that they're quite happy for me to take a bigger room later on down the line if I need to. So yeah, I'm gonna be brutal, be careful what I pick to take with me, and see how we go. Let's get to it. I need a black bag first for any rubbish. Look who's got keys! And I'm in the room now. It is 174 square feet, and it's all mine. He's given me a desk rather than me to bring one from home. I just need to bring everything else that I own from home. But I do love this room because I have a massive window that lets in a lot of natural light, which chef's kiss. So yes, I'm very excited. I have a huge radiator for in the winter, but I will be honest, it's cold outside. This radiator isn't on. This room is warm without the radiator even being on. So I am happy. I am happy. I am so happy. I've got room. I just now need to figure out in my head where I'm putting everything. The desk is currently there, but I don't want it there. That's my one big flat wall, so that's where my storage racking is going to be. So, this is the studio so far. That's the dreaded trolley of doom, and that's the bench that I still need to build. But then we've got these two benches that we're already together. I'll move these blue rolls out the way now. So that's going to have a third one next to it, and that'll be an island for me. There's my desk over in the alcove. That's going to be my melting station. That radiator isn't on, so it's perfect to be there. It's fine. And then this whole wall here, that's going to be obviously full scale racking. That's going to be half and half because my whiteboard's there that was already up, so I'm going to keep that. I'm going to utilise it. I'm going to have my kettle along here somewhere, and then I'm going to have another full built racking and another full built racking. So it gives me lots and lots of, ignore that board, it's well used and abused. It's going to give me lots and lots of storage space, and then I am going to bring over some of the calyx from home to go along this wall here as well, and those grates are going to go on the wall here to hang all my wax melts and everything on. Right, I do apologise first because I meant to record a lot of this studio move and I just didn't. There's been that much going on, and then I've been thinking, well, where's the best angle to put the camera to record me actually sorting out some of the room, and I'm not quite sure. I might change the location so you can see other bits that I'm doing, because I have shelving down this way as well that all needs sorting out. I've got everything that I used to make, or what materials I had left in stock to make, and some new bits that I've already unpacked because I forgot to record that too. I need to get back into the frame of mind of recording what I'm doing. Everything that I'm going to use to make, apart from the new stuff that I've got on order to come in, is here in the studio now. What I need to bring over tomorrow is the stock that I already have made. That's still at home, so I'm going to box all that up tonight, which I thought I'd packed everything, but Lindsay's brain zoned out and forgot about the stock that we already had made. I'm going to box that tonight because I need to bring over some of the calyx, because I want to put some of the calyx in this area here, which is where all the made products are going to be stored. So I shall show you that tomorrow, which might be a bit awkward because Craig's putting some of the white wall racking on the wall for me to be able to hang all my snap bars and car diffusers and hoover discs and stuff on them, so that I can see what I've got in stock and do a proper stock take on them to update the website properly. That's going to be a big job for next week, is updating the website properly to reflect what I actually have in stock, what I have available that I can make, and I need to start practicing doing some test pots for my once a month drops. I don't like selling anything that's not tested, so that is an urgent priority. I need to put it as a top priority. But right now, I need to make a cup of tea. So you could film away while I make myself a cup of tea, okay? I might have to crop some of this. I've decided I need a cup of tea. I've been doing that much sorting and there's still so much to sort out that I just need a cup of tea in my life. And I have purchased a little kettle for the thing, and you see my little plate there, that was 75p in B&M, very pleased. Made a cup of tea, lo and behold, I get distracted and start putting cups away. Who'd have figured? Oh, I remember the kettle's on. So I'm making my little cup of tea in what is another new cup, don't tell the husband. Now, this is one thing you'll find me doing quite regular in the studio, is making a nice cup of tea. Now I couldn't realise I love this cup. Just bought it recently, don't tell the husband, I've got a cup addiction. But the only problem is it's very hot to hold. It is really hot to hold. And yeah, I always feel like this handle's going to break, it's very thin. That's scalding hot, that kettle's good. Come along, while I organise some of this new studio, I'm very excited about this space. I think it's going to be really good for my business, make me more organised, more productive. But what I've done now at the moment is I brought over some of the ready-made products I already had done and ready and waiting to go out the door. And what I'm putting away now at the moment is the clear glass jars. Now these have been selling really, really well on my website. They're on a special offer because I'm selling them off. Once they're gone, these are gone. I'm no longer making in this jar. I'm switching over permanently to the black jar candles and the textured glass jar candles. So if you want these, you best get on the website and get one while you can, because they are selling rather well. Now I'm just putting some rubbish outside because, you know, I can, that's where it goes. And now I'm going to move over to, I found this box of supplies. I thought I'd put them all away, I hadn't. This is for my melting station. Now my melting station is dedicated to just melting down candle wax and wax melt wax. It's for adding fragrances, it's for choosing the dyes that are going to go in those candles or wax melts. Although I don't tend to add dye to my candles these days, only to my wax melts. And I've got all my glitters stored over here as well, so that I know where to come to look at the different colours. Now all my glitters are biodegradable, so they're cosmetic grade as well, so they are very, very safe. And then I have my candle dyes themselves, and these specifically are for candle wax and wax melt wax. Now here I'm putting away some of my original handmade pots that I started making when I first ever made handmade pots, and I love these. But I am adding to the collection, so stick around. It's time to sort out these wax melts. Now I like to display my wax melts, especially when I have my own studio space. One, it allows me to see what I've got in stock and what I need to remake. And two, it lets me look at the scents that I'm actually carrying at the moment. If they're packed away, I lose sight of how many scents that I actually have. And I'm always wondering to myself, what other scent can I bring out? What else do I need to add to my collection? But when I put them up on the wall like this, I realise I've got over 30 scents in wax melts. I need to calm down. My husband currently thinks I have a problem. Do you? But yeah, look at me, putting away all these wax melts. Now there is more of some scents than the others, because before I moved I did make a batch of some wax melts that I was running low on, the ones that sell out all the time, like my black cherry, my mountain air, my fresh linen. I still need to make some snow fairy, because that's always a very popular scent. Oh, I'm so glad I got my husband to put these on the wall. So I painted the pink patch around on the wall there, and then I already had these white grills ready to go on the wall, and these hooks fit absolutely brilliantly. I believe I got these hooks off Amazon, and if I did, I will look up and I will put the link in the description for these hooks. They are brilliant. They hang on this, they hang on the display unit that I have as well, so I can actually take them off here and put them on there when I go to markets. So it's really, really useful, as well as me being able to see what I've got in stock, what scents. What I do need to go back and do now that I've put all these on the wall is organise them in groupings. So like I've got my fresh scents, I've got my fruity scents, I've got my dupes of perfumes and aftershaves. At the moment, they're all a little bit mixed up. I've even got Christmas scents mixed up in this at the moment, and that's not good because I can't actually see properly. My eyes struggle, my brain struggles to actually pull it all together and to be able to identify what goes with what. So I do need to very slowly, and make sure I don't drop them all on the floor like I'm prone to do, and take them off one by one and move them over into groupings of fresh, fruity, food orientated, dupes and seasonal, because I've got my autumn and my Christmas ones all mixed in there as well. I do still have some pumpkin spice because I made loads of it. I think I'd forgotten how much I'd already made, and I made another batch, so I've got pumpkin spice coming out of my ears. But here I am making sure, you can see there where I'm moving things around. It's because I know that I need to put more hooks next to that one to put on all the snap bars of that one I've got. What do you think? Do you think this was a good solution for storing the wax melts so I can see them in the studio, so I can come and pick your orders out? Let me know in the comments. Let's do a quick tour of my beautiful studio. As we come in here, you can see the great mess that I've left behind the day before. As you come into the left, we've got my car diffusers, and we have all my wax melt snap bars, and these Calyx unit house all made scented products, which is great for when I go shopping for your little orders. It's wonderful. Then we have my little green alcove, which has all of my computer stuff, my printer, my Cricut, anything that I'm sat working on, my little stand there for me for my phone to record on. And then Bumblebutt is protecting my wax, and why not? This is my melting station. This is where all my wax is melted and mixed, all my fragrance oils, my makeup powder, my colourants. These boxes have reusable packaging, peanuts and stuff in. And then this is just general crap. It's stationery, it's boxes, it's jars. And then this is where I make all my teas and my little snacky bits, because I can't help myself. And then this is filled with all my wax melters, my cups, any raw materials that I have that I don't want to store near wax. And then my empty car diffusers, cardboard to go down the recycling. And then this is my piece de resistance. It is this giant island, my workspace. It's where everything is made. As you can tell, it's a bit of a mess because I've been cranking out those pots. I love this island. I'm so glad that I put this in the design for this studio space. It's been invaluable to me. It's fantastic. All my packaging supplies are shoved in there. I do need to rework this studio. Not everything is working for me in the spaces that it's in. And one last little sweep, and I am possibly going to reorganise some of this because I need to get it sorted. And thank you if you have got to this far in the studio vlog. Once I started putting all those little clips together, I realised I actually had a little bit more footage than I anticipated. So if you have stuck around, thank you very much. I'm going to put a very quick exit on this video for you. I know it probably wasn't the most cohesive video, but that's because, in all honesty, I was moving all of the studio myself. My husband was working full time, kids were in school, and to give me longer in the studio to sort out, he would then, once he finished work, be at home with the kids, and I would be in the studio alone, just moving things back and forth again. So it was so draining, and I could see in them clips by the end I was done in. What I've also took note of is how different I look now. It's amazing what a little haircut can do. For the longest time I haven't taken care of myself. I haven't spent time on my hair or my nails or anything. It's just been, I think I've been in survival mode for quite some time. And when we hit 2026, my husband kind of like sat down with me and was like, if this business doesn't work, it's not the end of the world. Stop stressing yourself out and start enjoying what you're doing. And that is the mindset that I've had. Yes, I want it to be successful, but if it does fail, we have backup. Like, we're not going to be destitute, but I want to move away from those backups, and I want to be solely sufficient on just mine and his income, on what we can earn for ourselves. So I do have that pressure on me still, that I want it to survive, I want it to thrive, not just survive. But I have kind of took a step of, if I am in my worst condition, the business ain't gonna thrive, because I'm not thriving. So I have started spending a bit more time on myself and my peace, and yeah, that's the kind of stage that I'm at. So I have sorted my hair out a little bit, and I'll be booking in shortly again for another trim, and I am sorting my nails out regular. I mean, these are just press-ons. I am waiting to get in with my nail tech Leanne to get some gels put on, because I have wrecked my nails through all the making, the moving, and then the more making, and it takes a toll on my nails and my hands using the HydroFlow. So yeah, that's where I'm at. The studio is set up. It is a bit of a mess, although I did tidy it the other day actually. I should have filmed that. And that's the thing, for some parts I'm great at filming, other parts I'm not. I mean, I made the first April and May pot that's going to be like for sale. I made the first batch on Friday in the studio. I set up to film, I never pressed record. Well done, Lindsay. So if you are a small business out there, a small creative, and you're worried about what clips to film, just film everything. Seriously, just press the record button, film everything, and then you can cut down, you can edit, you can take bits out, you can put bits in. Just do it, just start it. And that's the mind frame that I'm trying to get myself back into, is everything is content. Film everything. What you don't want, you can always delete. Yeah. So that's why I think everything's a little bit choppy in this studio vlog, because I want to kind of take out and fit in what I can. And I didn't film a lot of the move. I had intended to film me moving stuff out of this room here. This is where I used to have the making bit of my business, in here. I had intended to film a lot of me moving the stuff out from here into my car and over to the studio. I was on my own, couldn't do it, I didn't have enough hands. And didn't occur to me to set up the tripod that I've got. Didn't occur to me to do that. But no, when I look at other vlogs and other makers and their vlogs, and I think, yeah, I could have done that. I could have set the tripod up and just actually filmed what I was doing, but I think I was so eager to get into the room and so out of practice of filming everything that I just lost sight of it and just didn't do it. But you've got something there of what I've done this past couple of months, and I promise that the vlogs are now going to be a bit more regular. I am back, people. I am back, and I'm actually feeling quite invigorated. Like my energy's there. I'm loving life a little bit. I've got a good life. It's stressful because, you know, I'm a mum, but it's a damn good life, and I need to, I've started to appreciate what I do have. And I keep wobbling this desk, which means you're wobbling, so stop wobbling. Right, I'm gonna go because I'm a little bit, I just realised I haven't got my wedding rings on. They're just here. I've just washed my hands. I beat the toilet, washed my hands and took my wedding rings off to clean, to dry underneath. I'm still married, still very happily married, people. Still very happily married. I need to stop saying. I'm back to the practice of saying all the time. Can you tell? I'm going to try and stop that as well, because that annoys me to death. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching to this far. If you have, I really do appreciate it. I'll try and be a little bit less manic. The vlogs, hopefully, I'm going to aim for fortnightly. I think I set myself up for failure by doing it weekly last time. I burnt myself out. I'm going to do it fortnightly, and I'll get footage of me making, creating, planning, all my bloopers as well, because you're going to see the ins and outs and upside downs of everything that I do. Maybe a little bit of home life, depends how comfortable my family are being involved. There we go again. My husband doesn't mind being recorded whatsoever. He's quite open to it, but I need to talk to my eldest as to whether she wants to be involved or not. I think she's in theatre school. She's quite theatric, but she's getting to be a little bit shy at the moment, and I don't want to force on her anything that she doesn't want to do. So yeah, that's where we're at. Right, have a good week. Hopefully you'll still be watching me on social media, and I will be around showing you the ins and outs of the real life behind everything that I do. I appreciate all your support. I thank you for being here. It really does help me see that I'm doing the right things in what I'm doing. And that's my dog running into the room because my husband's chasing him. What's he got? Oh, baby's ball. Love you.
Love you.
Just another evening in our house. Right, have a good one. I will see you soon. If you have enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, leave a comment, anything. It helps push the video out to new viewers, and I appreciate that as well. So thank you very much, and I will see you very soon.